welcome everybody on the live stream. We're trying to get hooked up to the radio station here.
Sophomore, number 60, Tyler Johnson. Number 70, a freshman, Blake Bryant. And number 77, a freshman, Corbin Walker. Now for your St. Paul Indians. Senior number 3, Hayden Smith. Number 5, a senior, Chandler Bradshaw. Number 11, a senior, Adam Albertini. Freshman number 15, Kaiser Wuttrich. Sophomore number 10, Peyton Norris. Senior number 34, Easton Dent. Senior number 55, Kid Carter. And a senior number 65, Chase Bradshaw. Head coach for the Chetopa Hornets is Rick Aldrich. Assistant coach is Jack Zanata. Superintendent is Dr. Bobby Williams. And principal is Jolene Hayden. Athletic director is John Bradshaw. For the Indians, the head coach is Keith Wuttrich. Assistant coach is Keaton McCracken. Superintendent is Dr. Bobby Williams. Principal is Craig Bagshaw. And athletic director is Keaton McCracken. Your referees and umpires and field officials for tonight. The referee is Bob Stamp.
Hi, Caleb. Can you hear me? This is Dan. Check 1, 2, 3.
Linesman is Kevin Reddick. Line judge is Charles Coates. And
You there?
judge is Jim Zimmerman.
You there, Caleb? Welcome everybody to Miles Field.
And deferred to St. Paul.
Are you? Okay, we're ready. Okay. Welcome everybody to Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas. Dan Vitt alongside Mike McCracken. Last regular season home game of the year, and Chetopa comes to town, Mike.
Yeah, it's always a good time whether it's there or here. We're playing our sister school in the same district, and it should be a fun game. Having a cookout now. District sponsors the cookout every year on this, and it's a perfect night for football. The weather's perfect. Last week a little cool, but still football weather. Tonight you couldn't ask for anything better.
Everybody decked out in pink tonight. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October, and it is pink out here tonight,
Yeah,
Mike.
it is pink out here.
As St. Paul and Chetopa, the coin toss has taken place. There's about 2 minutes until kickoff. I didn't catch who even won the toss. We was trying to get put on the air. We'll see that as soon as we kick off tonight. St. Paul comes in 6-0 on the season. Tries to stay perfect on the season and perfect in district play here tonight, Mike.
Yeah, St. Paul really on a good run right now, and they're coming together. They've been getting better and better every game, and the last 2 games they've been a little bit short for them, and that could prove to be something then later on that may backfire on them a little bit, is because they haven't played the last 2 games a full game. So the deeper you go into the season, especially if they're able to make the playoffs, which right now they're in the driver's seat for that, you're probably going to be playing full games, and if you had a few short games, sometimes that can wear you down a little bit sooner.
Yeah, everybody, depending on how you look at it, in the district makes the playoff after the regular season's over. They seed 1 through 4. St. Paul, the District 1, if they become the District 1 winner, will play the District 2 number 4 seed. So that starts the regular season playoffs, and you work from there. I got a bracket printed out here tonight, and all the district leaders. A lot of competition in District 2. A great district everyone has looked at and wants to look at is District 3, where Frankfort, Axtell, and Hanover is neck and neck. Last week, a barn burner between Axtell and Hanover. Hanover hadn't been beaten at home since 2015. Axtell upset them at Hanover 28-26, and not only that, Axtell has a state record holder quarterback in Bushing that holds multiple records in the state of Kansas. He got hurt in the first quarter, and a young freshman came in and led Axtell to a victory over Hanover.
Yeah.
Chetopa is going to start this game by kicking off, Mike.
Yeah, Chetopa going to kick off, so the Indians get a chance to go on offense right here, start the game off.
Back deep, standing about the 6-yard line, is Adam Albertini. And here comes the opening kick. It's going to be taken by Albertini on the run at the 10, 15, 20. Up the middle he goes. Off to the right side, down the sideline. Turns on the afterburners, and he is gone. Touchdown, Indians.
Going to get them started 10 seconds into the game, and they're on the board.
Took him quite a while to get there, Mike. 10 seconds from one end zone to the other.
He did it quicker than I can do it.
Good run back by Albertini. I heard Coach Watrick on a radio program this week, and he said Adams kind of hurt his stats in the last few weeks by running punt returns back. And his point is that when every time he runs a kick or a punt return back, it takes away from his rushing yardage. And there is undoubtedly he would be a rushing leader. Well, he is towards the top in the state of Kansas, but would be at the top. What kind of set is this? Looks like we're going to try an extra point here, Mike. We got Murillo. Hayden Smith's going to hold. Murillo lines up for a rare 8-man extra point.
I like it.
And it's up, and it is good. Murillo nails the extra point. And, just this week I was thinking that Mike Murillo, the awesome job he's done at kicking, got a great leg. There's been occasions, especially last year in the playoffs, the last couple of years, where Coach Watrick has kicked field goals, and it has been a difference maker in ball games when you go into the playoffs.
That's exactly right. That's why I said I like it. We've seen him, Coach Watrick, not be afraid to use that if he needed to, and this is a perfect chance. If you can get a chance in the regular season to get your kicker out there and let him get a feel for trying to kick one through the uprights, that can do nothing but help you later on. Like you said, they've done it in the past, and it's paid off, and you just never know when that can be the difference maker if you're in a close game. You
take a 28-26 ball game like Axtell and Hanover last week. Hanover driving towards the end zone, a few seconds left in the game. 26 and 3s, 29-28.
That's right.
I do math like a wizard here, Mike.
That's right.
Murillo tees the ball up at the 30. St. Paul leads, yes, 7-0 off the Murillo extra point. Back deep for the Hornets.
Chetopa not very deep on the bench. They've got 2 substitutes over on the bench, so 10 guys total on their team. They've been pretty light on numbers, and that's kind of held them back a little bit, but they're rebuilding their young team too.
Good kick by Murillo, taken at the goal line, but inbounds. On the return is Veneta. He starts to left now, has some running room off the left side, and Albertini and a host of Indians take him down about the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets at their own 22. Kind of a rough year for the Hornets, Mike, as you alluded to. New coach, trying to rebuild program a little bit. You go through these up and down numbers in a small school, and this year just happens to be St. Paul's been in the same boat before. They only have 10 players out, so not too many subs on the sideline.
That's exactly right. You got a small school, you just, can't change the numbers. It is what it is, and you got to go with it.
In the pistol is the Hornets. Ball bounced on the ground. Now the ball's loose, and just jumping on the ball, I believe, is Veneta. Nope, excuse me, it is number 25. Dugan, Caden Dugan, a junior. He was in the pistol on the handoff. Ball ended up on the turf. He just dove on it. He loses 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Hornets. Now backed up at about their 18-yard line. Dugan in the pistol. 2 receivers wide to the right. Dugan is the lone set in the pistol. Now motion from right to left by Pease. And it's going to be a handoff, and he tries to his left and back to his right. A short gain on the play. We got an Indian down on the play. And not getting up. I don't see who it is. It may be Wilson Smith. Is not real sure what happened to Wilson. Did you see, Mike?
I didn't. He was in on the initial hit, but I wasn't sure. I couldn't see if it was something down on his feet or his legs. I don't know.
Coach Watrick on the radio program I was telling you about, he talked about Wilson Smith a lot.
He's been a key to where St. Paul's at. He's really come around this year.
Only played football just his 2nd year of playing football, and really has come a long ways at that defensive end and really helped the Indians here of late, playing better and better every week. We're going to go ahead and take an injury timeout. We're going to take a short break here. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105. welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 10:52 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0. St. Paul leads as Smith still on the ground. Now Coach Jackanaw, or trainer Coach Jackanaw and Coach Watrick helped Smith up to his feet, and it looks to be a left leg injury of some sort. Pretty ginger on that left leg. We'll see how Wilson gets along. We hope he'll be okay. That'd be a big loss for the Indians, offensively and defensively, if Wilson's unable to come back here tonight.
Get that thing over there, get some ice on it.
3rd down and 13 when we resume play as he slowly makes his way off the field. I'm not sure if it's an ankle or a knee. It's a left leg of some sort. He went down on the tackle and never really rolled around much, just laid there, as you could tell instantly that there was something wrong, as Wilson, a tough kid, didn't jump back up as he makes his way to the sideline. It looks like Peyton Norris will step into the ball game for the Indians. Murillo moves to defensive end. Norris moves to a cornerback spot. Motion and the pistol as Chetopa back to pass. Throws it out to the right, well over the head of the intended receiver. Pass falls incomplete. It was intended for Charlie Cook, the tight end, a young junior. I think I said one addition the Indians did get back, Mike. Austin O'Hara suited back out tonight. That's a good sign. He's been battling a little bit of a shoulder issue. In punt formation is the Hornets. Back deep is Albertini for the Indians. Vanetta, good punt, end over end, taken about to 35. Albertini starts to his right, now to his left. Goes down the left sideline, cuts back to his right, across the field, and off to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Indians.
No flag.
No flag, so a kickoff return and a punt return for Adam Albertini, and I just can't say enough how good that young man sees the field, Mike. There was a host of Hornets to the left side, so he cut back across the grain to the right and then just turned on the gas and got to the sideline. Touchdown, Indians, as the Indians going to try their second extra point of the season. Is Mr. Jackanaw attending to Wilson Smith on the sideline, working on that left leg for him.
Yeah, you could see Adam as he just needled his way through there and picked his holes, and he changed direction, I think, twice on that return, and he could see the field really well.
Murillo, Hayden Smith lined up for the extra point. It is up and good.
2 for 2.
Murillo 2 for 2 on extra points. That one, no doubt about it. A lot of leg behind that one. And the Indians lead 14-0, 10:24 left to go in the first period. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Taken in the end zone for a touchback.
Murillo kicks the kick into the end zone, so it will be a touchback for the Hornets. They will start 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. 10:19 left to go in the first period. 14-0 Indians lead off of the opening kick return by Albertini and a punt return. So the Indians lead 14-0 and have yet to run an offensive play.
Offense hadn't been on the field yet.
Indians defense comes up to the line of scrimmage. Offense, Dugan in the pistol for the Hornets. 2 receivers wide to the right. Peace is a slot to the right. Now motion from right to left, back to pass. Now he's going to scramble under pressure and sacked. It looks like Ethan Stone King on the sack for the Indians. It's going to be a short loss on the play. Stone King in there, as it looked like Dugan was going to pull that ball down and try to run. It's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for the Hornets. Dugan in the pistol again. No, up under center this time for the Hornets. Handoff on the left side. He's going to be wrapped up quick, brought down hard. Stone King in there again. That was number 55, Peace, the junior, on the carry. Short gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Hornets. Ball now spotted at their own 16-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 9. See if the Indian defense can get a stop here against the Hornets. In the pistol is Dugan. Motion from right to left. Back to pass as Dugan rolls to his right. Throws it. Pass is complete but brought down immediately. That's Charlie Cook on the reception. It'll be a short gain on the play. Still spotted at about the 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 8 for the Hornets.
Peyton Norris out there on the stop, getting knocked out of bounds as soon as he caught the ball.
Albertini backs in punt return, in punt formation is Vanetta, the junior. No seniors on the squad for the Hornets, so as Mike alluded to, young team. Vanetta blocked by Gib Carter, and then is taken by Murillo, and Murillo is wrapped up and brought down at the 4-yard line.
Murillo smelled pay dirt, just couldn't quite get there.
It'll be 1st and goal off the block from Gib Carter. Coach Watrick already reaching for Kaiser Watrick as Mason Winter comes off the field for the Indians.
They're inside the 5, aren't they, Dan?
1st and goal from the 4, Mike, for the Indians. Right inside the 5-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the right, Peyton Norris and Kaiser Watrick. In the pistols, Albertini. Set to his left is Easton Dent. Here comes the snap. Low snap. Albertini's going to keep it. Touchdown, Indians. 4-yard touchdown run by Adam Albertini. And he hits pay dirt, and the score is 20-0 with 9 minutes left to go in the first period. See if the Indians go for their 3rd straight extra point here as the Hornets run their extra point defense on the field. Parents' night here, Mike. Exciting for the seniors. Good group of seniors. We'll go over that more at halftime. And I think Mike's got Dr. Bobby lined up to come on at halftime for our halftime guest. Flag on the play.
Big delay.
Oh, I think somebody forgot to put their mouth, or Hayden Smith didn't have his chin strap snapped. So that's going to be a penalty. This is going to stretch it back, see what kind of leg Murillo has on the extra point. Will that back him up 5 yards equipment, I believe, on an equipment penalty. Mr. Jackanaw giving Coach Watrick an update on Wilson. Got ice on his left knee area. Mike, I'm going to tell you as a parent that went through kids that's had some knee problems, it sure makes me cringe every time they start working on a knee. Murillo's extra point is up and...
Heard whistles there.
Nope, false start as it is stopped. False start against the Indians. It's going to back them up 5 yards. I believe the extra point was going to be good. It wasn't quite as good as kick. Now we're really going to test Murillo's leg. As they just keep packing up 5 yards. Coach Watrick leaves the extra point team out there.
You know, that's an example, though, of that kicking. That's a different ball game. You know, even if you're up on the line of scrimmage, it's still a little different than having your quarterback back there with that snap count.
So now, ball is spotted. This will be a 30-yard field goal. Hayden Smith sets ready. Point is down. And, good
my
kick.
Goodness, look at that.
That would have been good from 50. And it is good as Murillo put the leg into that one. And the Indians are 3 for 3 for their extra points, and they lead 21-0.
That's a good sign for a kicker.
With 9 minutes left to go here in the first period, we'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
director will be selling tickets for a $10,000
Welcome back to Miles.
Flag of Honor in conjunction with Parsons High School. There will only be 350 tickets.
Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 9 minutes left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 21-0 over the Hornets. Murillo's kick is a driving kick, taken on the fly about the 2. Return to the left by Veneta. Or excuse me, that's Peace. He's going to be brought down about, I believe, about the 15, maybe the 17-yard line for the Hornets. As the Bermuda field starts to die out here, the brown field, it's hard to see any yard marking lines. As nice Bermuda sod football field, but this time of year, especially after the early freeze we had there last week, Mike, it really puts it into dormancy.
Yeah, it doesn't look near as pretty when it's brown, but it's still thick enough and nice enough to play on.
First and 10 for the Hornets, look like at their own 18-yard line. Third possession for the Hornets, and able to get anything going offensively. Dugan in the pistol. Set to his right is Peace. Motion from right to left. Now Dugan's going to roll to his right, and no good. Oh, now here a late flag comes in, and I'm not sure.
I think it's incidental contact, but they're going to call him for pass interference.
Charlie Cook ended up on the ground. I think he got tangled up with Hayden Smith's feet, and a flag comes in. It's going to be pass interference on the defense, on Smith. Smith tried to go in front. He tried to jump in front of Charlie Cook when he seen the pass in the air, and I think he clipped Cook's foot and tripped him up. So flag comes in. Sometimes they call that incidental contact, but in this case it's a 15-yard, or actually a spot foul, pass interference. Ball spotted at the Hornet 34-yard line. In the pistol is Dugan. Motion from right to left. Hand off to the left side this time, bottled up by Easton Dent. Stone King. Who else gets up off that pile? Maybe Gib Carter in on it over there. Host the Indians in on that. Chase Bradshaw gets up off the pile. And it'll be no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for the Hornets. Actually a loss of 1 from their own 34-yard line. In the pistol is Dugan. They're under center this time. Swing pass out to the right. A little bit of room. Missed tackle by Dent and then brought down hard by Albertini. It's going to be a 5-yard gain. Pass was complete to number 55, Pease. And it's going to be third down and 4 for the Hornets.
You know, probably not a bad choice by the Hornets. If St. Paul's got a weak spot, it's maybe in their pass defense. So
ball spotted at midfield. Up under center is Dugan. Now split back formation by the Hornets. Back to pass again is Dugan. Swing pass out to the right. It's going to be close to a first down. Maybe just a yard short. Couple yard gain on the play. This time Easton Dent on the coverage. And it's just going to be just short. It's going to be fourth down and 1 for the Hornets into Indian territory. Ball now spotted at the Indian 37.5-yard line.
We'll have to see what they do here, Dan, with this pass game that they're trying to run. It looked to me like so far the passes that they've thrown have all looked pretty much the same. It's that little swing out to the right, to the back coming out of the backfield.
Up under center is Dugan. Single back set is Peace. Here's the snap. Ball's loose on the ground. A host of Indians try to pick it up, and it's Adam Albertini with the football down the right sideline. Touchdown, Indians. As the ball gets popped loose, and Albertini, Johnny on the spot, picks it up, runs it in for a 43-yard touchdown run. As there was a bobble on the handoff between Dugan and Peace. 7:02 left. Indians lead 27-0. Peyton Norris comes off the field. Indians extra point team out on the field. This time, nope, they are going to try to kick it again. Hayden Smith is the holder. Murillo stands ready. Here comes the kick. It's up and good.
Murillo's on fire with that foot.
28-0. Murillo 4 for 4 on the extra points. 7:02 left to go here in the first period. St. Paul leads 28-0. We'll be back After this 1-minute timeout, let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
I text her. She didn't answer yet, though.
Oh, welcome everybody on the live stream. Glad you're listening. If you hear me and Mike visiting during commercials, just pay no attention to us.
Or make fun of us later.
Or make fun of us later. One of these days, Mike's going to have a little time, and he's going to make some internet commercials for you all to watch.
There you go.
During our break, he's going to have a down ticker tape going across the bottom. He is going to get us high tech real soon.
No pressure.
If you want to sponsor an internet commercial to Mike, just get a hold of him. Oh. Murillo with the kick. Peace with a nice return. Ball comes loose, but it's fumbled out of bounds. Looks like he's up about the 27-yard line. First and 10 for the Hornets from their own 27. Hornets come out for their fifth possession. Only first down of the night was caused by pass interference on Hayden Smith for the Hornets. As the Indians have ran one offensive possession, Mike, and lead 28-0. I am correct on that, right?
Yeah, it is
first
correct.
And goal from
Yep.
the 4.
Yep, they run one offensive play.
One offensive play, and they leave 28-0. Dugan back to pass, has plenty of time. He's going to throw it deep. And Albertini tries to track it down, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down and 10 for the Hornets. Ball at their own. Looks like to be about the 27-yard line. Matt, where are you going? Get back. Second down and 10, I believe. It is second and 10. 6:47 left to go here in the first period. St. Paul leads 28-0. Up under center is Dugan. Split back formation for the Hornets. Back to pass again is Dugan. Now he's going to scramble. He's in trouble. He just throws it away. That's going to be, well.
Good pressure there by Murillo.
I guess there was a receiver in the area. Peace was in the area. So it's going to be third down and 10 as the ball falls incomplete. And third and 10 for the Indians, or for the Hornets. 6:43 left to go here in the first period. Indians lead 28-0. St. Paul travels to Southern Coffee County for their last game of the regular season next week. Up under center is Dugan on a big third down for the Hornets for the Indians defense. Single back set, now back to pass is Dugan. Scrambles to his left, give Carter in chase, gets away from him, and Chandler Bradshaw brings him down. It'll be fourth down and 8. A gain of 2 on the scramble for Dugan.
Give a shout out to the chain gang over there, Dan. They're working hard over there. Matt O'Hare on the box. They got James on one end, and the ag teacher, Mr. McGee, stepped in tonight to fill in. He's on the other end of the chain.
They always do a great job over there for the Indians. Always great to have all the volunteers help. And in punt formation is Dugan. Punt is away. Albertini takes it on fly at the 23-yard line. Starts up the middle, dodges the first guy, down the left sideline, turns on the gas. Guess what, Mike? Touchdown Indians. As
Adam just stood back there waiting for it to develop, and it did.
I don't know how many all-purpose yards is going to be the stats for Adam Albertini tonight. I don't know if you keep track of all that, Mike, but he's got 100 and some yards. Punt return, a kick return, a fumble return. And let me see, is that his 5th?
Yeah.
I think that's his 5th touchdown of the night.
Yeah, we got a rush in and then
and none offensively. That is
he got a 4-yard rush.
Oh, yes, 4 yard. Excuse me. 4 yard. The Indians have 4 yards of total offense. Murillo's kick. Uh-oh. Yep, still good. I thought it maybe went wide left. It wasn't quite as pretty as a kick, but Murillo puts the extra point in, so he is perfect on extra points. Man, that's a good sign for the Indians, kicking some extra points. That bodes well for some field goal attempts in the future. 5:49 left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 35-0. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Yeah, I didn't get where he started on those returns. So
that one was from his own 27. So it'll be a 53. 53.
I didn't get the other ones.
Okay.
Trying to keep up.
Oh, welcome back. Excuse me. Miles Field here in St. Paul, Kansas, where the Indians lead 35-0. 5:49 left to go in the first. The Indians have ran one offensive play and lead 35-0 here.
All
at
about
Miles
special
Field.
teams for so far tonight for the Indians.
And defense. Indians defense playing
Yeah,
well.
defense well.
Short kick this time by Murillo. On the fly, high kick. Taken about the 10 by Peace. Up to the left side. Good returns. Got some running room. And out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds. About the, see what, no, not late flag. Late flag comes in. Not sure if that's a late. It's opposite sideline. Couldn't really tell what happened over there. As we will await the call. It was over on Chetopa, the north sideline.
I don't know if he hit him out of bounds or
And
what they did.
Came in pretty late. The flag is sitting about the 36-yard line. Now they pick the flag up and hand it back to the side judge as the umpire walks back towards midfield. Ball was returned to the 32, so nice return that time by the Hornets. Oh, personal foul, horse collar against the Indians. Got to stay away from the neck area where that shoulder pad's all about safety. And it's going to be great field position for the Hornets as they're going to start at the Indian 32-yard line. Dugan. Hornets come up the line of scrimmage. Looked like Dugan was going to be up under center with Veneta and Peace in the backfield. Now they go into a split back. Back to pass is Dugan. He looks. Now becomes under pressure, throws it late, and I think it is complete. Nope, incomplete. So it'll be second down and 10. Either way, he tried to dive and catch it, and either way it would have been second and 10 because there was no gain of yardage on the.
Did a good job trying to buy some time, rolling out to his right there and give himself a little bit of extra time. Just couldn't quite get it to where it needed to be.
Second down and 10 for the Hornets. This time I formation. Dugan up under center. Now they drop into a split back formation. Back to pass again is Dugan. Under pressure. Throws it deep.
Oh.
And it's going to be tripped up. And number 14 ends up on the ground, Cook. But I think incidental contact, Smith and Cook got tangled up a little bit. A timeout. Hornets, when it come back from that timeout, it will be third down and 10. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. .5:30 left to go here in the first period. 35-0. St. Paul leads over the Hornets of Chetopa here on Parents' Night in St. Paul, Mike.
Yeah, pretty good pass play there by the Hornets. Had his man open downfield. That was Cook. Had a couple steps, or at least a step on Hayden Smith. Their feet got a little bit tied up, though. Got tripped up, but it was a good pass and a good route by Cook.
I believe it is third down and 10, right, Mike? Yeah, it is third down and 10. There you go, Mike. Third down and 10 for the Hornets. Dugan up under center, rolls back to pass, stands right. Now Murillo chases him, throws it late, and picked off by Dent. What a catch! by
Oh,
Easton
yeah,
Dent.
nice play. Easton
One
Dent.
hand tipped it back to himself and got control of it before he went out of bounds, and it is an interception by Easton Dent. And there was a Hornet just behind him. If that had been just a touch higher, it would have been a complete pass for a first down, but Dent reels that in, and the Indians are going to get a chance to run their offense here. First and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Norris and Watrick, wide to the left. Adam Albertini in the pistol. Easton Dent set to his right. Watrick awaits the snap. It's a good snap. Hand off to Dent right up the middle. It's got some good running room. Breaks tackle. Still running hard. Got that ball out there a little wide, but brought down hard, but not until he gains 15 yards for the Indians. First and 10 at midfield for the Indians on a good hard run by Easton Dent. Give him a gain of 16, Mike, on the carry. First and 10 Indians. Clock is rolling. 5:09 left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 35-0. Just the second offensive snap by the Indians, and they lead 35-0. 4:57 left to go here in the first period. Albertini in a pistol. Set to his right is Dent. Now Kaiser Watrick goes in motion from left to right. Another handoff to Dent. Running hard. Whipped down by the Hornets. A gain of 3 or 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6 for the Indians. Ball into Hornet territory. As the Indians running some clock now. Landon Beechner comes on the field for the Indians as young players coming in and out. In the pistol is Albertini. Landon Beechner up under center. It's Dent at fullback, Albertini at tailback. Hand off to Adam Albertini off the left side. Now up the middle. Juke steps off to the left. Keeps his feet and still keeps his feet. Now goes back to the right. Touchdown Indians. What a run by Adam Albertini.
Human joystick, Adam Albertini.
Boy, if you're watching that on YouTube, it looked better in live, folks. He had Hornets draped all over him, and somehow he snuck away from all of them. And I'm sorry, Mike, that was from the 35, I believe. I think it was a 35-yard touchdown run by Albertini, and it takes the score up to 41-0. That young man has unbelievable balance. He took his hand, put it on the ground to keep his balance from going to the ground as a would-be tackler was trying to get him down, and then a couple other Hornets had a hold of him, got away from both of them, kept his legs churning, and scores from 35 yards out. Murillo's extra point kick is good. The last couple's been towards that left upright, but they all go through, and the St. Paul leads 42-0, 4:04 left to go here in the first period. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105. Welcome back. 4:04 left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 42-0.
Shades of the game against Altoona when St. Paul was really putting the points on the board in the first quarter and the first half. That went over early with a big score. I think it was 76-14 if I recall, Dan. And this one is beginning to tilt that way also, and not for lack of trying by the Chetopa Hornets. Give them some credit. They're coming out throwing the ball, and they've had a couple opportunities with some open receivers, just haven't been able to make the connection. But Adam Albertini and the St. Paul offense, just too much for him, I think, tonight.
St. Paul special teams.
And the special teams, yeah.
Tonight, for sure. Murillo with the ball teed up to Hornets back deep, stand at their goal line as they await the kick from Murillo. Drive and squib kick this time, taken by the upback. Cook, he picks it up, starts up the middle of the football field, met by Bradshaw, Chase Bradshaw, and Easton Dent at about the Hornets' own 25-yard line. St. Paul is in the 8-man 2 District 1 at St. Paul, Colony Crest, Southern Coffee County, Altoona Midway, Marmonton Valley, and Chetopa. Colony Crest sets tied with second with Southern Coffee County, and that's who the Indians play next week. So St. Paul sits atop that district at 3-0, 6-0 on the season. And if the Indians remain the top spot in District 1, they will play the number 4 seed out of District 2. What at the current time is Wakefield. A lot of football left to play, so we don't want to speculate who that is. And if the Indians can come out on top in that district, that first round will be all the number 1 seeds will host at home. So ball's loose, flag on the play. Hornets jump back on the football. It was 1st and 10 for the Hornets from their own 25-yard line. See what the penalty flag is. False start against the Hornets. So that'll negate the fumble, and it'll back them up 5 yards. It will be 1st and, well, we'll see what. Coach Wattrick's going to decline the false start, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. So it should be 2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. Ball spotted right at the 25-yard line. 3:56 left to go in the first period. 42-0. Indians lead. I formation for the Hornets. Dugan up under center. Now they drop into a split back formation. They usually pass out of this formation. Back to pass is Dugan. Rolls to his left. Under pressure. Hit as he thrown. And it's going to be picked off by Bradshaw. Chase Bradshaw on the return. Is going to be brought down, whipped down to the ground. Now there's a flag.
Might be a horse collar. He had him by the back of the neck of his jersey.
I couldn't tell what he had him by. The 2nd interception of the night by the Indians. This one by Chase Bradshaw. And he returns that to the Hornet. 25-yard line. Flag sits right at, that's on the Indians.
On the Indians?
I'm sorry. Oh, no, he pointed the other way. I'm sorry. Well, wait a minute. Now they are blocking the back against the Indians. Yep, excuse me. Mike's eyes was failing him. It'll back the Indians up 10 yards from the spot of the foul, but the interception will stand. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Hornet 38. 1st and 10 Indians. 3:30 left to go in the first period. They lead 42-0. Vincent Smith into the game, slot to the right. Adam Albertini is in the pistol. Set to his right is Easton Dent. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Indians. Here comes the snap. Albertini hands it to Dent off the left side, running hard as Vincent Smith out ahead of him, trying to get a block.
Good hard run by Dent, like he always does.
It's going to be a 6-yard gain on 1st down for Easton Dent. Gets down to the Hornet 31-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for the Indians. Clock's running. 3:03 left to go in the first period. 42-0. Indians lead. Kaiser Wattrick, the young freshman, into the game with the play. Boy, if he calls the wrong play, his dad will be on him tonight. Peyton Norris and Wattrick both split out wide to the right in the pistol. They need to hurry up. Count is on. Here comes the snap. Get it off. Albertini's going to keep it off the left side. He's got a lot of running room. One man to beat, and he puts the move on him. Touchdown, Adam Albertini.
Adam makes it look easy, but it's not. He just is that good.
31-yard touchdown run by Albertini. How many what is that, 6th? His offensive stats, well, so far, just impressive player, Adam Albertini. What else can you say? 2:34 left to go here in first period. 48-0, Indians lead. Rapidly getting out of hand for the Hornets as Hayden Smith gets ready to set the ball on the ground for Murillo to kick. It's down, up, good, as Murillo stays perfect from the extra points. It's 2:34 left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 49-0. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
receive for the Hornets. Dakota Keys and Wyatt Nevada. Kicking off with Ivan Murillo.
Welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. Dan Vitt alongside Mike McCracken. 49-0. St. Paul leads 2:34 left to go in the first period. Bound and kick. Taking about the 5. Nice return to the left, now back up the middle by Peace. Brought down by Bradshaw and Easton Dent. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets at their own 29-yard line. Right around the 30. Let's call it 1st and 10 from their own 30. Ball spotted right at the 30-yard line. Set the Indians defense for you. Free safety Adam Albertini, Chandler Bradshaw, right cornerback, Chase Bradshaw over there also, kind of 2 free safety, 2 linebacker, 4 down linemen. A lot of pressure this time. Ball is short. It's complete. It's short. Brought down immediately by Chase Bradshaw. No gain on the play. Maybe a short half-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and call it 9 for the Hornets. Hayden Smith at a cornerback. Down lineman is Ethan Stone King and Ivan Murillo. Gib Carter. Murillo and Carter playing defensive end. Stone King nose guard. Easton Dent middle linebacker. Split back formation by the Hornets. Rolls to his left is Dugan. Now throws deep. He's got a man down there, but Smith picks it off. Smith jumps in front of Dakota Peace, and the 3rd interception of the night by the Indians. This time it's Hayden Smith on the interception. He picks it off, and the Indians will start their offense at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
There you go, Hayden Smith getting in on the action, and we've seen Hayden. He's come around there at that defensive back position. Had an interception and pick 6 earlier this season.
Kaiser Wattrick comes in from the sideline with the play. See if Coach Wattrick starts getting a few young players in here on offense also. He's been running Landon and Beechner and Vincent Smith as well as Kaiser Wattrick. Kaiser Wattrick going to move back tailback. Adam Albertini up under center. Easton Dent at fullback. All the Hornets up on the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 30. Hand off to Wattrick. Tries that right side. Now cuts back towards the middle. A little bit of running room. We're still running hard is Wattrick. Still pushing his feet, and he's going to gain about 7 or 8 yards on 1st down. Good hard run. Following them big linemen. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Wattrick. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. 1:22 left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 49-0. 2nd down and 2. Call it 3. Landon Beechner up under center. Now Adam Albertini splits wide to the right. Easton Dent, the single back set at fullback. Here comes the snap. Hand off to Dent, right off the right side. Now he tries to get to the outside, and he's going to be brought down, but not until he gains about 6 yards on the play. Give him a gain of 7, Mike. It'll be a 1st down for the Indians into Hornet territory. Down to the 35 of the Hornets.
That'll be good for St. Paul.
Beechner, Landon Beechner, young freshman, moves to take a few snaps under center. See what they do with Albertini. This time they move him out to a receiver to the left. Easton Dent, single back set. Same look, only Albertini on the opposite side. Beechner up under center. Here comes the snap. Back to pass. Little slot pass out to Albertini. Good to block down the left sideline, and he's gone. Touchdown. Adam Albertini, 35-yard touchdown. Pass complete from Beechner to Albertini. So Albertini gets in the receiving stat sheet on the quick pass out to Albertini on the sideline. Dent come along from the fullback out to the left, made a good lead block for Albertini after the reception. And it goes for another touchdown for the Indians. 25 seconds left to go in the first period. St. Paul leads 55-0. Murillo lines up for the extra point. So far, St. Paul has made all the kicks. Murillo's kicks up and good. He stays perfect. And the score is now 56-0 with 25 seconds left to go in the first period. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Dakota Pease. Kicking off for the Indians. Ivan Murillo, also about to receive the Hornets, and the 60, Tyler Johnson.
Kick by Murillo. It's going to be a good return by the Hornets. Hit.
What a good hit there. Who was that?
By Dent.
Dent.
For the Hornets, and tackled by Ethan Dent.
Brought down number 55, Peace, after the short kick by Murillo. Murillo's leg might be getting tired, Mike. All extra points in the kicking he's been doing. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets from their own 29-yard line. Busy week next week, Mike. Parents, teachers conferences on the 21st from 4 to 8 p.m. High school volleyball regionals at Oswego next Tuesday. St. Paul will play the second match. Dugan up under center, split back formation by the Hornets. Back to pass is Dugan. Now he's going to try to scramble. Gets away from one, but not the second. As Stone King brings him down for a sack. And that's going to be a 3-yard loss. And that should bring the first quarter to a close. First quarter score, Indians 56, Hornets 0. And that is the end of the first quarter. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This is St. Paul football on Hot 105.
St. Paul Indians leading 56-0.
Welcome back. At the end of the first quarter, St. Paul leads over Chetopa 56-0. And it will be second down and 13 when we resume play to start this second period, Mike.
Yeah, not much you can say. Everything going St. Paul's way in that first quarter, and the scoreboard shows that. Chetopa's tried to get something started and just haven't been able to get anything moving in their direction.
St. Paul defense takes the field. Kaiser Watrick out there, Peyton Norris, Austin O'Hara, Vincent Smith, Landon Beechner, Ethan Stone King, Ivan Murillo, and Mason Winter, all underclassmen, out on the football field. Get a little look at next year's Indians defense. I formation. Now they go into a split back formation. Dugan up under center. Ball's loose on the ground. Now Dugan drop back to pass. He's under pressure. Ball comes loose. And I believe Stone King gets on it, and he does.
Fumble recovered by the Indians, Ethan Stone King.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians off the fumble recovery by Stone King. Murillo may have caused that fumble. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Hornets. Mr. Mealy, you need to go the other direction. St. Paul's going the other way now. At the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Hornet 19. First and 10 for the Indians as Coach Watrick gets younger players out there on the field. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Indians. Easton Dent at fullback. Kaiser Watrick at tailback. Adam Albertini now comes back up under center. 1st and 10 for the Indians from the Hornet 19. Hand off to Watrick. Tries to get to the outside off the Dent lead block. And he's going to be wrapped up out of bounds about the 12-yard line. He's going to gain 7 on the play. Second down and 3. Just underway here in the second period. Free hamburgers and hot dogs here tonight in the interleague district rival, Mike.
Yep, that's the annual tradition.
Mike was down there flipping burgers before the game. I formation again for the Indians. Watrick at tailback. Dent at fullback as Adam Albertini waiting for the back to start counting. Good sportsmanship here by the Indians, winding that clock as much as they can. Pitch out to Watrick. He's got a little bit of running room to the outside, towards the goal line.
Oh,
And he loses the ball. Looks like an Indian jump back on it as Watrick was stretching for the goal line. It looked like there's a Hornet down on the play. Now he gets his back up, so that's a good sign. It's going to be first and goal for Indians from the Hornet. Let's call it the 2-yard line. Good hard run, good lead block by the Indians. First and goal for the Hornets, or for the Indians from the Hornet 2.
Officials timeout.
Stoppage of play.
Got an injured player
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
get up
Hornet
yet.
makes his way off the field. That was Kepner. Braden Kepner makes his way. Looks like he's a little bit of an ankle issue, maybe fighting his way or not sure what. I formation. Dent at fullback, Watrick at tailback, Albertini up under center. Clock is running, 10:35 left to go before half. I formation for the Indians. Dent at fullback, Watrick at tailback. Hand off to Watrick, right side of the line, walks his way into the end zone. Great blocking by the Indians. Touchdown, Kaiser Watrick. With 10:20 left to go in the second period, 62-0. Pump, pass, and kick put on by the Knights of Columbus here at halftime too, Mike.
That's always fun. The little kids get out there and get to show their stuff and get to win a football if you win, I think.
Yeah, several different age divisions put on every year by the Knights of Columbus as St. Paul gets here in on extra point. They're going to go for 2 this time. Split back formation. Kaiser Watrick and Vincent Smith in the split back formation. Landon Beechner up under center. Make sure everybody's set at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the extra point try by the Indians. He's going to try it off the right side, and he's going to get in for the 2-point conversion, and the St. Paul leads 64-0, 10:20 left to go in the second period. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout in the St. Paul football on Hot 105.
Don't forget, after the halftime, the Knights of Columbus is going to have a punt, pass, and kick contest out on the field.
Oh, welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 10:20 left to go before halftime. St. Paul leads 64-0. High driving kick by Murillo bounces into the end zone, so the Hornets will start first and 10 from their own 15-yard line. St. Paul playing well here tonight, offensively and defensively, as a second to last game in the regular season. St. Paul ranked 4th, Mike, in Division II. Axtell and Hanover flopped spot at 1 and 2. Axtell ranked number 1 in the state. Hanover ranked number 2, and Osborne 3rd. Indians 4th. All undefeated teams, and they're also undefeated team. I think it's Thunder Ridge in 5th. Chetopa up under center is Dugan. Drops back to pass again. Now he's going to scramble up the middle. He's got some running room. Going to have a good 4 or 5 yard gain. Brought down by Vincent Smith and Austin O'Hare.
About a 9-yard gain.
9-yard gain on first down by Dugan. It'll be second down and 1.
It's the biggest rushing gain of the game for the Chetopa offense. Give those guys a lot of credit. You know, Dan, it's easy when you're down like this and you're having a real struggle of a game to kind of give up. But Chetopa, their players haven't done that. They're still playing hard.
Up to the line scrimmage comes the Hornets. Looks like it's going to be Nope, up in the pistol this time is number 25. This time in the pistol, Dugan. Handoff, going to be close to a first down, is number 55, Peace on the run. He is going to have a first down for the Hornets. Up across the 25 to the 26-yard line. First and 10, Hornets. From their own 26, brought down by O'Hara. So a new set of downs for the Hornets at their own 26. 9:29 left to go in the second period. 6-4-0. Indians lead. Wilson Smith hurt early on in this game for the Indians. We'll have to check on Wilson this week. Hopefully he can get back quick. In the pistol is Dugan. Single back set is Peace. Dugan back to pass. Looking down the middle. Throws it down the middle. Oh, picked off by Landon Beechner. Down the sideline he goes. 20, 15 down at the 13-yard line. Good pass defense by Beechner. Jumped that route and picks that football off about midfield at the 40-yard line and takes it down to the Hornet 14.
Good play there by Landon Beechner. Good to see the youngster getting in there. Reading those passes, he saw that one coming, stepped right in there and took it.
Down to the 13-yard line, Mike. 27-yard interception return. First and 10 for the Indians at the Hornet 13. Coach Watrick trying to get everybody lined out as he puts younger players in. I see Chandler Bradshaw coming back in the game. Chase Bradshaw stays in the game. Mason Winter, Peyton Norris. Looks like Bradshaw will be over the football. Mason Winter, right guard. Peyton Norris, right tight end. I formation. Vincent Smith at fullback. Kaiser Watrick, tailback. Beecher up under center. Hands it to Watrick off the left side. Slows down, finds a hole, puts his shoulder pad down. And he's going to have a gain of about 4 on first down. It'll be second down and call it 6. Inside the 10 at the 9. See Murillo on the left side of the line at left guard. Chandler Bradshaw at left tight end. Second down and 6. Ball at the 9. Indians need to get to about the 3 for a first down. Vincent Smith at fullback. Watrick at tailback. Here comes the snap to Beechner. Hands off to Vincent Smith on a fullback dive right up the middle. He's going to have a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be third down and call it 3 as the ball spotted about the 7-yard line of the Hornets. Call it the 6. Third down and 4 for the Indians. Ball at the 6. Beechner back into the huddle with the play. Austin O'Hara now comes in over the football. Split back formation this time. Watrick on the right side, Smith on the left. Beechner up under center. Here's the snap. A little slow snap. Beechner going to keep it right up the middle, but he's wrapped up immediately. He's going to be short of the first down. It'll be fourth down and call it 2. Fourth down and a long 2 for the Indians. Ball spotted outside the 5, called the 6, and the Indians need to get down to the 3. So fourth down and 3 for the Indians. 7:15 left to go here in the second period. Indians lead 64-0. I formation, Smith at fullback, Watrick at tailback, Beechner up under center. Hornets creep up to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a pitch out to Watrick. He's got some running room, puts his shoulder pad down and dives forward, and he's going to be close to the goal line. I believe he had just enough for a first down. A good spot down to the 1. Good effort. Watrick diving forward, and it's good for an Indian first down. He looked to have some running room, but closed up quickly by the Hornets, but he garnered enough for a first down, first and goal for the Indians at the Hornets' 1.5-yard line. Call it the 2. O'Hara up over the football. Beechner up under center. A lot of up under center snaps by Beechner. Split back formation. Here comes the snap. Beechner's going to keep it off the left side. Tries to get to the goal line. Leans. Touchdown. Indians. Landon Beechner scoots off the left side. Good pinch block by the left side of the line to close that off. As I believe the extra point team comes back on the field. 6:32 left to go in the second period. And the Indians lead big. See if Murillo can stay perfect on extra points. A new little wrinkle by the Indians put in is all the extra points. Well, one was a 2-point conversion when the junior varsity was in, but now Murillo back out on the field, sets the tee down at the 9. Smith over the tee, awaits the snap. It's a good snap. Kick is up, opposite end, and it is good. 6:32 left to go here before halftime. Indians lead big. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This is St. Paul football on Hot 105. Oh, welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul. 6:32 left to go before halftime. Murillo's kick, drive and kick, going to be returnable. Now it drops it, picked up about the 1 is Peace. Starts off the left side. Ooh, Mason Winter up a little high, but I think it just slipped around his shoulder pad as Peace tried to get away. He's going to be stopped. They're going to stop for progress up to the 15. Hornets will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. First and 10 for the Hornets from their own 15. Like I started to talk about next week, high school volleyball regional starts at 3 p.m. Oswego. St. Paul plays his second match. That's next Tuesday, Mike. Make the trip to Oswego as the Indians try to make their way to sub-state. Top 2 teams advance out of regionals.
Girls working hard on the volleyball court this year.
Next week, parents-teacher conferences on Monday, and then will that be Wednesday night, Mike? Let me get this right before parents-teacher conferences on the 21st, which is Monday. Back to pass is the Hornets on first down. Chased by a host of Indians and brought down out of bounds is the quarterback, and it's going to be brought down hard, number 25, Dugan. And it's going to be a 5-yard scramble on first down as he's brought down hard out of bounds by Austin O'Hara. And we're going to go ahead and take a break here for this injury timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break here to St. Paul football on Hot 105. One minute, Caleb. Is that right, Mike? Is that? It's Wednesday.
25, no school?
No.
That'd be Wednesday, yeah.
Oh.
According to that, Tuesday's 22nd.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back to Miles here in St. Paul. Dugan helped up off the field. Mike, I think that's going to be the ball game. Chetopa only with 10 players. Dugan working his way off the sideline, and I believe with 6:16
that's going to be
left in the second quarter, St. Paul's going to come out victorious here Mike, what do you need, about 30 seconds to add up them stats?
do me like you did last week, Dan.
No, we're going to be back with final game stats after this last 2-minute timeout. We're going to have Dr. Bobby on here at halftime as well.
Maybe if she's – I don't know if she got my message.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Message, she'll work her way up here, so we'll come back with post-game stats in our KW Trucking post-game show after this 2-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul football on Hot 105.
And that's the end of the ball game, folks. The score 71-0. St. Paul wins. Don't forget about the punch, pass, and kick contest going on immediately. So you youngsters get out there and participate in that. And prizes for the winners. We also want to congratulate our seniors on their last regular season home games. Adam Albertini, Chandler Bradshaw, Chase Bradshaw, Kit Carter, Easton Dent, Hayden Smith, Hayden Coon, Emily Hutcherson, and Taylor Watson. Thank you, seniors.
Bobby's here.
You ready?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, welcome back to Miles Field here in St. Paul, where the game has been called here right before halftime as a couple injuries by Chetopa Hornet players. They only had 10 to start with, so this game was well out of reach for the Hornets as the Indians come out victorious here, 75-0 here at Miles Field. Mike, what do you got for our KW Trucking post-game stats?
Yeah, good stats as good as I can get them. A little bit different than what we usually see because of all the special teams scoring, so had to do a little extra figure in there. But the majority of that came from Adam Albertini. Albertini led all scorers. He ended up with 3 rushes for 70 yards. All 3 of his rushes were touchdowns, so 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had 1 receiving touchdown, caught a 35-yard pass from Landon Beechner for 1 receiving touchdown. Then he had 4 special teams touchdowns. That was a kickoff return. He had 2 punt returns for a touchdown, and then the 1 fumble return for a touchdown. So Adam Albertini putting on a scoring show tonight for the Indians. Easton Dent had 4 rushes for 31 yards for St. Paul. Kaiser Watrick 6 rushes for 31 yards also. He also had 1 rushing touchdown on a 2-yard scamper in close to the end zone there at the east end of the field. Vincent Smith 1 rush for 3 yards. And Landon Beechner playing the quarterback position. He rushed the ball twice, and one of those was for a 1-yard touchdown run. The other one 1 yard, so 2 rushes for 2 yards with 1 rushing touchdown. But he also had the 35-yard touchdown pass to Albertini. So good night there by the youngster Landon Beechner on offense. But really the name of the game tonight for St. Paul was just the special teams play. They took advantage every time Chetopa turned the ball over. Chetopa had a couple of fumbles, a couple of pass interceptions there. Hayden Smith with the interception, Adam Albertini with an interception, and just all-around good job by the Indians tonight.
So the Indians will roll on here. Last game of the regular season is Southern Coffee County. Next Friday night will be the Indians' last regular season game. Indians come out victorious here big over Chetopa. And we're going to take a little short break. When we come back from that break, Mike's going to have Dr. Bobby Williams, superintendent, on talking about the Flight of Honor program, a great program, Mike. And tonight, there's some students, Haley O'Brien, Maya Miller, Michaela Gibson, and Brooklyn Tinker doing a fundraiser to be able to escort a veteran on that Flight of Honor trip this year, Mike.
Yep, that's always a good cause, and they do a really good job with us, so we'll look forward to hearing about that.
So stick around after this 30-second break as we get Dr. Bobby hooked up and talk about this Flight of Honor program. We'll be back after 30-second timeout in the St. Paul football on Hot 105. 30-second, Caleb.
Welcome back to Miles Field, where here tonight, St. Paul, big victory over district sister school, Chetopa Hornets, by the score 71-0. And we're going to finish up here on our halftime show. We're lucky to have Superintendent of USD 505, both St. Paul and Chetopa, Dr. Bobby Williams, join us. And like she does each year when we have this contest, it's always a nice chance for us to get caught up and see what's going on with the school. But we also want to be sure and talk a little bit about one of the big programs that got started last year. Was that last year?
Correct,
yeah,
yes.
the Honor Flight program, and really for this being our second year, I think it's really come around and it's turned into a pretty big deal. So let's start off talking about the Honor Flight program, Dr. Williams, and give us kind of some background how it went last year and where we're at going forward so far this year.
Sure, absolutely. Well, first of all, Honor Flight is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Probably the only thing that's more important to me would be my own grandkids, which
Yeah.
tells you how important it is.
Yeah.
But for those people who don't know, Honor Flight is a national organization that's committed to sending military veterans on all expense-paid trips to Washington, D.C., and they do this through local hubs. We are USD 505 Flight of Honor, and we work in cooperation with Parsons High School Honor Flight. And what separates our hub from many other hubs across the United States is that, first of all, we're there for 48 hours, whereas most hubs only do a 24-hour trip. And so our trip covers a lot more ground, and it's not quite as exhausting for everyone involved, even though we're all
But
pretty
it's still
tired. It's
exhausting.
still
I know it is,
exhausting,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing that separates us is that we send high school students as guardians on these trips. And I tell you, it's an amazing experience for both the student and the veteran because we are able to close the generation gap